Nah, I ain't slacking. Um, I just been enjoying life. So I'm a little behind on my. I ain't do a video yesterday, so I'm gonna try to do like 3 or 4 today, right? Bang out as many videos as I can today. Well, I'm gonna be quick with this one because the Nintendo Direct is coming on soon, so I gotta watch that. And then I'm gonna check out Kenyatta Black video on the guy that got Merc. It's I don't really want to talk about these things. I'd rather just talk about gaming. But it's been at the highlight of the political news when you're dealing with the murder rates and people. You know, what I mean, like I'm a gaming channel. You know, um, but I am supposed to be a responsible adult, and in talking about uh, our rights. The first 10 is the Bill of Rights, and then the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments is for foundational Black Americans. So, does that make me pro-black? That's the new question. And shout out to all my brothers and sisters trying to re-explain the difference between an African and a Black American. And you know, one land, one language, one law is what we really in pursuit of. So this is our land. The language that we speak, you want to call it American, call it American, but it's English and language arts. I know a little Spanish, Espanol, but not that much. Um, but I get off topics that easy. The topic is still femicide because those are the ones that they don't mention. That's the 1% that they don't mention. So I am going to share. Let me load the game up because I do want to talk about the game too. Let me see if I can get that. Did that work? Oh, there it is. Okay, so we've been doing the ogre battle, and I have ogre battle on my Nintendo Wii. I haven't. I gotta play this, but hopefully my Wii don't break, and I won't be able to ever play this game. But I started like one board, but never really followed up. So, but I am trying to make the whole Ogre Battle series as a part of my presentation. That's going to be its own separate videos. So I just figured I'll just load this up for now for background to let you know that this is the third game of the series, um, and I'm gonna use it and to explain these type of strategy role playing games. Um, it's like a chess game. So, but we'll get more into those details later on too. But hold on, I'm trying to find her name. See, it's sad when you can't remember their names, right? Um, Cause it was a young lady. I had it in my phone here. I don't even have it on there. Oh, jeez. I ain't got my notes in front of me. See, I was unprepared today. But how y'all doing out there? Y'all all good? You know, yeah, we don't want to talk about all these people being unalived and things of that nature. Oh, here she is right here. So back in May 15th, 2025, Larisha Sherelle Thompson in South Carolina, mother of two, foundational black American. She was unalived by five illegals, ranging from age, I think, as young as 15 to 21. It was five of them. And then to the one that just happened in Baltimore, I believe. Um, Let me see if I can load that up real quick. And well, he's about to talk about it. So I'm just gonna go to his video, and it's Detroit HPTV. He's about to rap about the lady that was the young lady that was unalived, and how they represent 1% that they 1% of the population that they don't that Democrats mainly don't want to talk about. Republicans don't want to don't talk about it because they're more concerned about their problems, their issues, which is mainly white um, people's problems. So we delineated it. We Hey, that's your problem. Our problem is rebuilding our communities, our consciousness, our culture, right? And I, I still call it hip hop. Um, but y'all know how I do, right? You see, way back in the days when hip hop began, with Coke, Rock, Cool, Hurt, and then bam. You know what I mean? B-boys went to the latest jams, but when they got shot up, they went home and said, darn, right? It's gotta be a better way. Hear our music every day, people getting blown away, but coming outside anyway. Like, it used to be like that. Why is it still like that? Like, that's what we talking about. We started Stop the Violence, right? Together, we started Stop the Violence. So I'm gonna jump into this video, then I'll come back to a little bit of this. Hopefully, I can bring up because I was trying to point out the main who what's his name? The main Obi-Wan Kenobi, the seer, in these little quick series of these ogre battle game. Well, my screen is stuck. Is it? Oh, that's just me. Um, Warren is his name. He's usually a wizard or whatever. We'll check on that too. And I don't think Warren battles in this one. We'll see. I'll check it out. But here we're gonna switch to the video. I'm gonna mute and then go. Okay.
All right, YouTube. This Detroit's HPTV coming to you out of Detroit. Back with an interesting story and a tragic story on this Sunday morning. The story of Dakara Thompson in Baltimore, Maryland, is not even being played in mainstream media because they are attempting to hide the fact that she was unalived by an illegal immigrant who was in custody and let out. And the governor and the liberals in Maryland don't want to cooperate with ICE. As if our communities don't have enough crime. We have crime from people who are not even supposed to be in this country, unaliving the citizens of this country. And as far as the sisterhood, where are y'all at? You should be outraged that this 19-year-old girl was unalived by someone who shouldn't have even been in this country, and ICE should have already detained and deported. But before I get into the story, shout out to Q&N Apparel, the best casual sportswear in Detroit. And if you're in the metro area, check out Q&N. Now, when we get into this story, I want you to think about the ramifications of what actually happened. This person that snuck into the country illegally was captured for another crime and let out. They didn't hold him for ICE. ICE didn't come get him. You have the governor of Maryland saying they don't want to cooperate with ICE. The police in that liberal city don't want to cooperate with ICE. But why would you not want your police to deport criminals who have entered into this country illegally and are in our communities wreaking havoc? Where is the outrage? It's deep because when you look at mainstream media, they're not even talking about it. But I want to do a reaction video, and I want you to see this story. I want you to pay attention to this story. And it's for fair use under the 1976 Copyright Act for education and commentary. Look at this story.
Now, I'm not one to gossip, but I will bring you the tea. Welcome to Chronicles Speaks. Today we have yet another heartbreaking story. Today we're going to talk about Miss Dakara Thompson. This is a 19-year-old that wasn't just another name in a headline. She was a daughter, she was a friend, she was a young woman full of promise. Family and friends described her as radiant, kind-hearted, and ambitious. She had just begun stepping into adulthood, enjoying life, and looking forward to everything that was ahead of her. Her family is now devastated. Not only have they been left to grieve with the sudden and violent loss of their loved one, They are also determined to make sure that justice is served. This case is about more than court documents and charges. It's about a young woman who should be still here today. According to court documents, Dakara was last seen alive in Prince George's County, Maryland. Surveillance cameras captured her entering a black 2007 GMC Yukon XL Denali, a vehicle detectives later confirmed was driven exclusively by Hugo Rene Hernandez Mendez. Her phone activity placed her at his home at 12606 Cambridge Drive in Bowie, Maryland, during the early morning hours of August 23rd, 2025. At 5:03 a.m., her phone went dead.
This right here, ESPN Bet. This is the sports book that gives fans the tools they need.
On September 5th, detectives from the Prince George's County Police Department's Homicide Division developed probable cause to present charges for the murder of Dakara Thompson. This morning, criminal charges were issued for first-degree and second-degree murder. The facts of the case: 19-year-old Dakara Thompson was last seen on August the 22nd. She was reported missing the very next day. On August the 21st, her family located the vehicle in the area of Jasmine Terrace in Hyattsville, Maryland. On August 31st, what we believe to have been Dakara's body was located by the Maryland State Police Department in the area of eastbound Route 50 at Route 97. On August 23rd, in the area of University Boulevard in Hyattsville, Maryland, a short distance from her vehicle, at approximately 3 a.m. For reasons still under investigation, it appears that Dakara willfully entered a vehicle being driven by Hugo Rene Hernandez Mendez, 35-year-old male, out of Bowie, Maryland. Through investigative techniques and video review, detectives were able to track the vehicle's movement to an address on Kimber Ridge Drive in Bowie, Maryland. On September 4th, several search warrants were obtained and executed pertaining to this case, which led detectives to obtain enough probable cause to take Hugo Rene Hernandez Mendez into custody and present him to the court commissioner for the murder of Dakara Thompson. We believe the murder occurred in the home on Cambridge Drive in Hernandez's bedroom. Her body was taken to the location that it was recovered at by Hernandez. At this time, there are no additional suspects. However, this investigation is ongoing.
Now, I recently sent in my FOIA request for the statement of probable cause for this case. I haven't received it yet, so I'm going to read one I got from offline. Menendez, date of birth December 26, 1989, who will hereafter be referred to as the defendant. At the time, the defendant was detained and transported to the Criminal Investigation Division Homicide Unit for further investigation. The black 2007 GMC Yukon XL Denali, bearing Maryland registration 6FM 8511, was impounded by Ryan's Towing and transported to the Prince George's Evidence Unit.
Now, I just want to interject here because even with the police officer statement, they really don't want to talk about the fact that he was in this country illegally. How did this immigrant was detained before for a crime and then let go? And they are concealing that or trying to because it doesn't fit the narrative with these liberal cities refusing to cooperate with ICE and deal with the immigration problem that was created under the last administration.
Yeah, I'm rushing and hitting buttons and all that good stuff, and you know, but we'll see how this comes out, you know. But what do y'all think? You know, it's and what I found eerie, right? Because I wrote her name down. Her name is Dakara Thompson. Is the last name Thompson? I mean, that's kind of eerie, right? Because Larisha Sherelle Thompson, that happened way back in May, right? And now this young lady happened just a week ago or so. Dakara Thompson. So is it, you know, the future What movie is that? Not the Borg. The Terminators that come in to, get all the foundational Black American Thompsons or something. Like, what in the world is going on? But they represent, since they only represent 5% of the country, right? It's no big deal, right? And then as soon as what's his name, Charlie Kirk, who he's wealthy entrepreneur, YouTuber, 3 million viewers, right? As soon as he's on the line, it's he's only represents 1%. I mean, that's less than 1% of the population too. But it's a major event, and I'm not here to make fun of it. I'm just noticing, like, even with the 1% of the LGBTQ, like, they only make up 1% of the population. But they really push policies to protect the LGBTQIA. They claim to be protecting black women, but as you can see, they're not. They're against all of these illegals that are that brought in the fentanyl, that might have slipped it in something and took advantage of our women, and they're not taking the Democrats aren't taking accountability for that. And here is Trump's trying to take accountability for that, but when you have a situation like Charlie Kirk, who was fronting for saving black LGBTQ, like, which make up way less than 1% of the population, as his main focus of being a Christian. And we call hypocrisy on that, being, believers of a love movement too, TOO. It's just weird to me, It's just real weird to me, and everybody's blocking me and not listening to me, and it's get up on your own feet, and you're lazy, and all the above, and I just play my video games, right? But it is what it is, right? But I'm good. I hope all y'all are doing well. I could see Warren wasn't a part of the. So this is my character, Modulus. He's a gladiator, but I could see that. And then Dio is my kind of rival friend, gladiator. So they did a. Warren isn't in the group. He might come later or something. But I just wanted to see the. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know the button. Oh, jeez. I don't know the buttons. Well, anyway, I figured the buttons out. I mean, that's all I really wanted to say. It's and I'll get more into this game, this version, but I'm gonna take my time to get to here. Because I do want to go over the first game, Queen, March of the Black Queen, and the second game, the redo of the second game, and then we'll get into this one a little later on. But I'll play it on my own time and then slowly integrate it into the discussion of the classic Ogre Battle games, right? So, but that's all I wanted. Let me get off this mic and get this uploaded. That way y'all can check it out. I hope it comes out pretty clear. And hit the like button, subscribe, and share. I'll make some better videos later on. I just wanted to get out because I haven't made a video in a second, and everybody's talking about white on white crimes, and if we still talk about black on black crimes or illegals on black crimes, we're still the enemy. Or if we talk about excluding sexual deviant behavior, then again we're the one being criticized and blocked and all the above, instead of all we trying to do is to found as a fatherhood of God and brotherhood of man is trying to rebuild our families, our community cultures and consciousness that we call hip-hop, right? That's love God, our Father, art of time, hip-hop, life, love, one. That's God is love, hip-hop is life. Time. It's special, right? We'll get more into what, for me it's priceless, so I don't even know why y'all compare it to money. Money is nothing more than a fourth dimensional illusion that really doesn't exist, because it is actually hip hop that's the art of making the most out of life. Y'all can keep calling it economics if you want, but I think it's called goths on here. Yeah, so I got a lot of goths. That's the the economics, the currency, the money or whatever, right? Goths. And then whatever game you play, yeah, whatever Monopoly or whatever, we'll figure all that out, right? All I can do is say one: God is understood. Peace and happiness to you.